Well. Hello, everybody. Adam Rucker. It's great to be here. Great to see you. Lovely, even. Live on Twitch. Live on YouTube. And now live on Instagram as well. Woo! It's a Monday, isn't it? It is a Monday. Listen, my hair has a cute little curl here. I'm impressed with my own hair curl. It's giving, what is it giving? Let me see. I don't know what it's giving. It's giving Bye Bye Birdie, maybe. Listen, we are going to be doing a lot tonight. A lot. And by a lot, I mean we are going to be catching up on Diary of a CEO with Natalie Dawson. We're going to be doing some more of that wonderful video. And we are also going to be catching up with all of you. So, if you don't remember Natalie Dawson, she is the wonderful entrepreneur that is featured often on my Instagram channel. Allow me to remind you all very quickly who we're talking about.
In order to be successful, you have to be able to communicate your ideas, who you are, and your point of view. And so I use 3 steps in every communication.
The wonderful Natalie Dawson. Oh, you know what? I need to do this real quick. Now, there we go. Wonderful Natalie Dawson is featured heavily on this episode of Diary of a CEO. That's what we'll be reacting to tonight. Also be answering your questions. I want to thank everybody who's followed on Twitch and subscribed. That's very exciting, very appreciated, and it means a lot. So, without any further ado, hey Jonathan, hey Jilly, hey Chris, hey Socks, hey Emma, hey Mary. It's good to see all y'all tonight. And everyone on Twitch, if you could say hi in the chat will appear on screen, which is a thrill. A thrill always. All right, so last time we went live with Natalie, we got through the first 30 minutes of this wonderful video. It's a lot. And so I had to break it up. Because I just couldn't handle all of the business she was teaching us in that short amount of time. So we're going to go back. I'm going to rewind just a little bit to catch everybody up where we are. We're in the middle of the wonderful business tips with Natalie Dawson. I'm live on Twitch, twitch.tv/ajruck. It's the same username as my Instagram. It's a much better viewing experience, but if you want to watch on Instagram or YouTube, that is fine as well. What's the temperature where you are? If you could just put in the chat what the temperature is where you are right now. In Dallas, it's 21 degrees. That's tough. 21 degrees is tough. I have to be honest. I'm not used to that. I'm used to about, well, it was 80 degrees on Christmas Day, so if that tells you anything, that's what I'm used to. Nevertheless, here we are. So, I'm going to turn off the Animal Crossing sound so y'all are not bothered with that all night. This one. Yeah. And here we go.
Feel and being more high conviction and certain with the way that you communicate with people.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that to me.
That honestly might be outdated for me.
Yeah.
Because in a day and age where it's important to share your point of view,
Hi, Bradley.
it's not a bad thing to say, I think this is the right path, especially if you aren't certain. And it shows strength and integrity that you are communicating, that you're thinking this. You don't know for sure, and you're relying on other people. Now,
By the way, we are reacting live. Donna Sue, what a treat. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Bradley, also great to see you. I love when your name pops up. I just appreciate. Steph is another one who is like always in my notifications, and I see you. I appreciate you. Deborah, Ruben, you're all wonderful. So tonight we're reacting more to Natalie Dawson on Diary of a CEO. If you missed the first episode, it is in my backlog on Twitch. You can go to twitch.tv/ajruck and watch it there. I know that subscribers have access to all of the back episodes, which there are many now. I've been streaming basically every day or two, so I've been having a great time. Also, if you are over on Twitch, you can chat a little bit easier with me where I can see it on the screen. And I think that's all I have to catch you up on. So right now, Natalie is giving us her biggest business tips, and we're going to react. We're going to react live. It's always fun. Take it away, Miss Natalie.
if it is just a filler word, if somebody says, I think we should do this, and this is the direction that I think we should take Cardone Ventures, that wouldn't be very engaging. So in that context, you absolutely should not be using these filler phrases of I think or maybe and adding lack of certainty.
You can friends, you could say I think. Okay? I'm going to be so honest and vulnerable with you right now. Natalie is 33 years old, so I have a few more years in the professional industry, and you're welcome to say I think.
At some level, you're playing a certainty game with everybody around you, whether they are investors, clients, patients, team members, partners, vendors. And so using phrases that decrease people's certainty in your direction isn't going to help them help you. But if you actually are uncertain, it is okay to be transparent about that, and it actually builds trust.
I think it's funny. I just said I think about this a lot because I find myself writing out emails and messages where I've written I think in them, and I'd say 90% of the time change it to I believe.
Okay. So anytime someone says something like this, it makes me want to throw my phone out the window, because they always, and I had a manager once who would never say the word but, because she heard on some videos somewhere in some seminar, she was like, don't say the word but, it's negative. Instead, say the word and. And so every time she didn't like anything I ever did. Okay? So anytime I did something, she'd be like, thank you for doing this, and I need you to fix it. And I'd be like, that doesn't help. That doesn't make me feel any better. And that's how I feel about when people say, like, we can't say the word think in an email. We need to say believe. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't. Is she wearing Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman suit from Batman Returns? That's what it looks like. I wouldn't be surprised if she was.
And I think there's something different about that framing. Whenever I write I believe, it's still appreciating that this is a belief that I have and I don't have certainty on this hypothesis, but there's something high conviction about the phrase, I believe we're going to blah, 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 and I believe that will happen, blah, blah, blah. It feels much better than I think.
I think this is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I believe it. Yeah, none of this matters, but this is a lesson in why, like, there's just too many podcasts, and they're doing them too often because they can take in so much money by putting out a new episode every week. Even talk shows on TV, like, well, obviously there are daily talk shows, but even like, I don't know. I can't even think of an example, which is great. But most shows have a weekly cadence, and then they only do so many episodes a year. They don't do one every single week. And these podcasts are putting out so much content that they say stupid stuff like, I believe, sounds much better than I think. Mikey says, I say I think all the time because it's my thoughts. I'm owning it. Absolutely. And if you came up to me and you said, I believe, I wouldn't think you're any smarter than if you said, I think. Hi, Candace. I love you, and I'm so glad to see you. Miss you so much. I say I think because I'm thinking. Exactly.
I think it's a bit flimsy.
I think it's
A bit plastic bang in
flimsy.
the wind, so...
But when you say it like this, it makes me connect to you because it actually feels like it's a stream of consciousness that you are thinking something.
Yeah.
Instead of in an email, you saying, I believe, is much more authoritative. I would caution leaders when it comes to using words like I believe or being certain about really ensuring that you are certain or you really do believe something, especially as your business grows.
Am I under anesthesia or something? What is going on here? What are they talking about? Okay.
If you're doing $1 million and now you have a $10 million business and all of a sudden you have a layer of leaders around you, it can become an echo chamber. And the more certain you are, or at least you seem to be, the less likely people are going to push back on you when you might actually need them to collaborate and you weren't so certain, but you came off with such certainty. And I find that that's a balance that leaders have to find as they become more competent in their zone of genius and as they get higher up in organizations or...
Okay, so just to level set and remind everybody here. This is Natalie Dawson. Natalie, actually, I'm going to do a little bit of a presentation here. Hold on. Natalie Dawson, at the time of this interview, which was this year, in the last year, she was 33. And here we go. Here's Natalie Dawson. This is her husband, Brandon Dawson. Okay. This was a few years ago. Brandon and Natalie. Brandon is 25 years older than Natalie. Sorry, let me backtrack. This is Natalie Dawson. This is her husband, Brandon. Natalie and Brandon met when Natalie was 12 and Brandon was 37. Okay, is that sinking in for everybody? They met when Natalie was 12 and Brandon was 37. Okay, so Natalie went to school, went to college for a little bit, and then dropped out of college, I think when she was 19, to move back home with Brandon, to be with Brandon. And they're now married. Brandon has already, before they got married, sold a $150 million company. Then he started another company with Natalie Dawson and Grant Cardone. Natalie Dawson, Grant Cardone. So these are the Cardones, Natalie Dawson. Now, anytime Natalie is on anything, like Diary of a CEO, she's talking about building a successful business. We have to keep in mind that she married a 100 millionaire and started a business with these 3 other people. And I don't know what Natalie does aside from these videos, which is totally fine. My job is in communications. I believe in that case, her job is in communications, but she is 33. And so I want to make sure we're all kind of, she did have let me see if I can find Natalie Dawson. He's 25 years older. This was the name. Well, she did have a podcast at one point called Age Gap Realness with Natalie Workman. This before they got married. Natalie Workman is the creator of He's 25 Years Older, a blog about the ups, downs, and hacks for having a successful age gap relationship. Brandon Dawson is a serial entrepreneur whose passion is building successful companies and impacting people's lives. This dynamic, she for sure wrote this. This dynamic couple take you behind the scenes of their relationship and share how they've managed to make their 25-year age difference an asset. From blending families and to working together to preparing for a prenup as a growing as a couple, Natalie and Brandon will give you some major hashtag age gap realness in every episode. What's upsetting is that I don't believe age gap realness exists on the internet anymore. So I'm gonna have to somehow, let me see if I think her website goes to her new website now. I don't think He's 25 Years Older goes. Yeah, this is just her Natalie Dawson website now. I wonder what let me see. I love how she pretends to have a little podcast. Let's see. I don't think age gap realness. I think she took all the videos down. I will say, like, just for
let your yeses be your yeses and
the record,
no
she doesn't. This looks like a different person. I mean, compare that to.
In order to be successful, you have to be able to communicate your ideas, who you are, and your point of view. And so I use 3 steps in every communication that can be used for getting a promotion, laying people off. It could be used to persuading your significant other, where you're going to go to dinner that night. And it allowed me to go from being in a room where I couldn't have a conversation with people and crippled with anxiety and fear to co-founding 2 9-figure businesses.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So anyway, we're going to go back to, Sorry for the little detour. When did they get married? I believe, let's see, when did Natalie Dawson wedding? They got married in 2021. So she was 30. She was like 29 or 30, and he was 50. However old you are when you're 25 years older. Anyway, in order to be successful, marry a rich man 25 years older with 150 million. Actually, yes. That's what I wish. Like, there needs to be an asterisk next to every time. I think this about most podcasts. Most anytime someone's online talking about how they built their business from nothing. I'm like, okay, but nothing for you was $100 million. That's an important little tidbit to include when you're talking about starting a business from nothing, sweetie.
Happen that I'm going to have an amazing marriage. If you want anything in life, you actually have to spend time to get that thing.
If you want anything in life, you actually have to spend time to get that thing. Someone write that down.
Things don't just magically manifest into people's lives despite what the internet tells you.
Ooh, why is she so mad? She sounds angry right now. Hi, Pint on Twitch.
So in order for me to have the relationship that I want to have, I actually have to invest time with my significant other. It's not just going to magically happen that I'm going to have an amazing marriage. If I want to have great friends, I actually have to spend time with my friends. And so your calendar is a reflection and a representation of what you find to be important and is in alignment or out of alignment with the goals that you have every single day.
I agree with that.
So if I have zero time being spent on generating revenue inside my business,
Wait till she gets to the part. She's going to talk in a little bit about having kids and how if you choose to be with your kids, you know, your business is not going to be as successful. Because it's also important to know that they are Scientologists. And so all of their business practices center around the concepts that are taught by Scientology. And one of those is that you should ship your kids off, not raise them yourselves.
it shouldn't surprise me at the end of the year that I'm doing the same amount of revenue that I did last year. Why? I spent zero time on the one thing, aka revenue generation, in order for it to grow. So for me, my calendar, and I teach business owners this every single day, you have to look at it every day. You have to start to align your time unless you want your life to be something that just is a story of luck.
Look at your calendar every day. I agree, Mikey. It is a good barometer of your values. And if I looked at her calendar, it would be podcasting. But I guess if you value podcasts.
I don't know about you, but I'm not interested in having a life of luck, because I think that actually leads to a significant amount of self-doubt and uncertainty. Oh, just because I'm lucky, I'm going to leave something to being out of my control. Just because I happen to be at the right place at the right time. Of course, there are those components. I have been at the right place at the right time throughout my career. But
thank you for
the way
following
that you
Zeke on
control
Twitch.
where you spend your time gives you the most amount of at-bats to the opportunities that you want if you have goals and aspirations to have a different life than you currently have. And to me, still to this day, I want to have a different life in the future. And I imagined a more enriched version of my life at 40 and at 50 and at 60. And I think if people were really honest with themselves, they want a different version of their lives too. I don't think someone listens to this podcast or watches this show without wanting to be something different or to have something different, whether it's relationship or different.
Hey, commentary. Hey, Terrence, good to see you.
Health situation or different income, different friends. I mean, how many people would want different friends? Like,
what? Listen, I think I've said this before. I don't know if this was part of a different reel that I made back before, but how many people would want different friends? I mean, most of the time, don't you want the friends that you have, Natalie?
badass friends to do cool shit with. Well, how do you get that? Okay, I would need to actually reverse engineer using my time and what I do every single day to get me closer to people who are doing those similar things. And so that might actually take me making sacrifices for 2 years in order to be able to be around people, to be able to give value to people who'd be interested in being my friend.
Okay, so in order to get new friends, you need to spend 2 years getting yourself into the places where you might be able to meet people that you can provide value to, who can then become your friends.
And it sounds a little strategic.
Does it? I don't know.
But it is, because you don't just get great people in your life because you happen to be at the right place at the right time. You get great people by doing great things because great people want to spend time around other people who are doing great things. And the only way that you can certainly know that you are doing great things without getting lucky or happening to look a certain way so that you get invited into certain places is by managing and really creating your own time.
Let me ask you this. Natalie met her husband when she was 12 because he was her parents' neighbor. she went on to marry him when he was worth over $100 million. Wouldn't you say that's pretty lucky? I would say that's pretty lucky for a 12-year-old. I don't think Natalie did anything special to get into the rooms. Yeah, Wilma's. That's lucky. Getting great friends this way seems like stalking. Yeah, it does, Mikey. I also need to know if what you sent me about Grant Cardone is true. Did you really? Did? Oh my gosh. Grant's former teacher and landlord you're related to? Oh my gosh, y'all. I'm sorry. Mikey in the chat has sent me information. He's in photos as a baby with Grant Cardone. What? Okay, I might need to interview you on a future episode. That's crazy. That's crazy. Welcome, everybody. Mama, Marissa, Paris Henderson. Your dad was Grant Cardone's landlord. Oh, my God. Okay. We're going to have to dig into that one. We're going to have to dig into that one. Thank you to everyone watching on Twitch, and thank you for the new followers and the new subscribers. Several people subscribed with Prime this week, which I'm so grateful for. Basically, if you follow anyone like on Patreon or Substack, you have to pay for it. And there is like a paid element on Twitch. But because Twitch is owned by Amazon, they give you one subscription every month to use with... Wilma's just gifted 5 subs. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. They give you one free subscription every month with Prime. So when you go to my Twitch, twitch.tv/ajruck, and as long as you're connected to your Amazon account, which I know Amazon, but we'll get there. You can say subscribe with Prime, and it's free. Also, Wilma's just gifted 5 free subs. So if you go to my page now, you might get one of those. So that's pretty amazing. Thank you, Wilma's. Thank you. Okay, more Natalie Dawson. Here we go.
What about hard work in this equation? You know, people talk a lot about work-life balance, and I think a lot of people want...
Oh, this is good. This is good.
Everything. We want to...
You got to watch this
get
part.
Get to 40, have the
with the
yacht,
kids.
have a great family, have great relationships, have a great business. I mean, that's an ideal outcome for all of us. What would you say to people about the concept of working hard and how critical or unimportant that is?
Working hard is the most important thing. You cannot get to where you want to go if it's truly something that is unusual or out of the ordinary without working hard.
Again, and I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but the woman married a $100 millionaire man, 25 years older than her, just told you and me that we cannot get anywhere without hard work.
Never burnout inducing, though. And I think that that's a misconception about hard work. I don't know successful people who are still in the game who are burnt out by a long day. The response isn't burnout.
Okay, so this is the part that's very, very popular on my Instagram, but also just the bigger internet at large. She does not know what burnout means. She thinks when she says burnout, she thinks it means being tired at the end of a single day. She thinks like, oh, I went really hard today. I'm burned out. She does not know what the term burnout means.
Their response might be, I want to go do something different for a minute. But my business partner, Grant Cardone, who I am obsessed with, and that was one of the greatest partnerships I could have ever done in my entire life. He says, "You're not a candle. You can't burn out."
Oh, there's that line. You're not a candle. You can't burn out, sis. Yes.
Being cannot burn out because you are not a candle. So can you feel moments of pressure, stress? Yes. I don't take any of those moments as being a bad thing. It's not a negative to feel overwhelmed because you have responsibility. People depend on you. People are relying on you to do something. Great.
So
Go
why do
and do
people
it.
burn out then, in your view? Why do people say, do you know, I was doing this thing and I got burnt out, so I had to... What is that?
The thing that people do is not actually leading to where they want to go. So if I thought that it was going to require me to work out 2 hours a day in the gym and only eat chicken and rice and never have any of the things that I love, to never get a six-pack, I'm not going to do that. But if I think that by doing this work, that's going to be hard and I'm going to hate and it's going to suck, that I can actually get what I want and my life would be changed because I'd actually have a six-pack and I'd feel confident and be able to.
I think we watched this last time. Did we watch this last time? She's talking about if not, she's talking about a six-pack again.
Buy the clothes that I'd want and I'd just be part of the very small percentage of the population that has one, then the process of me going to the gym early at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we watched it. Okay, I'm going to skip forward. I'm so sorry.
Reinforce and protect your boundaries in order to earn that respect. Do you find that people try and test you?
Of course they do. I work with hundreds of team members every single day who have their own points of view and their own perspectives on what they want the work to look like, what they want our culture to look like. And I think I've had to wrestle with this so much because I want to create an environment where people can be successful. My definition of leadership is making other people's success easy. So if I'm going to be a leader, I'm going to make other people's success easy. How would I go about doing that? What type of environment would they need to be in order to actually make their success easy compared to their alternative, which is going down the street and trusting that some other leader is going to make them more successful? And so I really wrestle with who I need to be and what the boundaries are that I set for myself. And one of the things I've gotten so much criticism of online was when I publicly shared a TikTok about firing somebody because I found out that she was cheating on her significant other and the other person also had a significant other. And as soon as I found out about it, I terminated both of them.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand here. It doesn't sound like relationships were forbidden between employees at their company. It sounds like she is saying she didn't like that they were both having affairs, which I wouldn't like that either, but I don't know if that's a fireable offense.
Immediately. And it's so shocking to people that...
Wait, someone was cheating with someone in the company?
Yeah.
Oh, and they both had partners outside of the company?
Both had partners outside of the company. As soon as I caught wind of it, it wasn't even like...
I will just say, like, it's rich for the business partner of Grant Cardone to be making morally based firing decisions.
A split-second decision. Well, I guess it technically was a split-second decision. It's like, I can't have this in my environment, especially somebody close around me. People trust me and should trust any leader to help them make their success easy. Am I making people's success easy by putting inside that environment people who are going to erode the values of the group?
Again, let me just pull up. I'm gonna do a whole episode on Grant Cardone, so we'll have to table that. The values at the Grant Cardone company are pretty low, so I'm not sure.
No,
this makes a
success
difference
for most people isn't getting a divorce from their significant other. Success for most people looks like figuring out how to have the success in their professional lives and in their financial lives while also being able to have a spouse. I wouldn't want my husband going out to work and being in an environment where the company was just fine with people cheating on each other, lying to each other, and not having a code of ethics, doing drugs. Like, none of that is something that I want inside my environment,
Okay.
because it's my job to make people's success easy.
One would say that's none of your business what they're
Yeah, actually, many people would say that's none of your business.
doing when they go home.
It is my business, first of all.
It's not. And if you work for the Cardone Industries, give me a call because I'd love to know why. Is there a code of ethics handbook that outlines each specific thing she doesn't like that you might possibly do?
Because it was with each other.
Yeah, but they're not doing it at work.
Well, there was a, not to get into specifics of the particular event, but it happened to be around work
This is a 33-year-old.
related.
But
I'm not a candle, Xanon. I'm so sorry. I just don't know how to. If you give me a phonetic spelling, Xanon. I bet it's Xanon. I'm not a candle either. Can't burn out.
if it wasn't at work, you still wouldn't
Even
be
if it was, I would fire the person immediately.
So you'd fire someone for cheating
Absolutely.
on their partner.
Absolutely. I can't have cheaters. If they're going to cheat on the person that they're supposed to spend the rest of their life with, do you think that they're cheating on their work?
I mean, I think you're business partners with one of the worst people on the planet. That's what I think. Let me just Grant Cardone controversy. Misleading statements and omissions in his promotions for Cardone Capital. Guaranteed high returns, like 15% annualized. Failure to disclose an SEC request. To remove those statements. Personal responsibility for I mean, there's quite a bit we could get into. Not to mention the fact that he is high up in the Scientology world. He continues to flaunt jets, yachts, and 10x Ventures online. Yeah, I don't know that the business partner of Grant Cardone should be lecturing us on moral values. But, okay. Okay.
Do you think that they're going to cheat on our clients? Do you think that they're going to have the ethics and morals and judgment to not be so distracted with their own personal ethics situation that they can actually focus and do a good job? That person in any environment is a liability to the environment. It's a complete liability.
Some people have, things in their personal life which are very different to the way that they show up professionally, though.
Yeah.
People do all kinds of things in their personal life.
It's terrifying.
If I'm honest, I'm going to be real honest here. If everyone who was ever cheated on their spouse was let go from their jobs, there would be like, at least in the corporate world, about 10 people left. I know because I was one of the 10 that was not cheating on my partner. So, yeah.
Because, listen, the way that I see it is if I expand the scope of my concerns, I'm going to get fucking nothing done. So if I start, going into who they at home with and in bed with and what's going on in their personal life, unless they bring it to me, obviously, when you're the founder or the CEO, people bring you stuff and they say, look, this is going to impact my work. But, boundary, I don't want to be the government of your fucking personal situations as well. As long as it doesn't show up in the office. If you've ever worked in a startup...
Interesting, they just cut that one off. That one was just, let's be done. And again, let me say, I don't like people cheating. I don't think it's great. I wish people didn't do it. Bless you. Jojo just sneezed. She wanted to sound off in the comments. Hi, Joe. Say hi. You need to sneeze again? She's in her Costco hoodie because it's 21 degrees outside. Yeah, I agree. Thank you for bringing that up. The table is way too big for this interview. It's like
You
the
already know it's
scene
chaos.
in Beauty and
It's
the
speed
Beast
and it is survival.
where they're having dinner. This is an ad. I'm going to skip through.
Starting a business in 2025. You know, you've spoken to thousands and thousands and thousands of business owners, online probably many millions of business owners.
Many
When we
millions.
think about that initial period of like coming up with the idea and picking what to work on, is there any advice you would give people based on the success and failure you've seen about what they should aim at, what they should work on, especially in the context of like 2025 when so much in the world is changing so quickly?
If they could use the frame, if any business owner or potential business owner could think about starting a business from the standpoint of where is there the greatest chance for me to be successful, that is the best frame to use.
Yeah, I would think so. Yes. Write that down. Everybody write this down. If you want to start a business that has a chance of being successful.
Unfortunately, most do not use that frame, and they base it off of their existing experience and the skills that they have. If it was not based off of existing experience or skills that somebody has, I think great AI is going to be the great leveler.
Here's
because
the big AI.
Nobody has a lot of experience in AI. Nobody knows in small businesses across America how to hook up automations and start working with assistants
Hey,
to be
Kristen.
able to put small businesses
Hey, Elise.
onto a CRM system or an operating system that connects to their financial software.
She just said nobody has experience with connecting people to a CRM. Somebody tell Salesforce that Natalie Dawson just said there's no one has experience connecting customers' businesses to CRMs. Kristen, you just missed JoJo. Hold on. I know. She's ready to lay down and watch a movie. I know. She's so sweet. You paused Heated Rivalry? Get back to it. You can watch this later on demand. Twitch.tv/ajruck. I always wanted to grab a propaganda and start reading it out loud. Yeah, that's what this sounds like.
The business owner to make great decisions. No one has done this.
She's
at
a Pablo
scale
J.
because it didn't exist. And so if I was starting a business in 2025, I would absolutely look at how do I help business owners who have an infinite budget for things that actually work to make them.
Nobody has an infinite budget. Nobody has an infinite budget right now. Nobody has a budget for anything.
More money, solve problems that are real to them. And the problems that are real to the 35 million business owners in the United States of America is that they don't know how to use AI. They are terrified of AI, and they're going to.
I keep hearing this, and I have to say, like, this group of podcast guests, they're not even she does not have a podcast. She is a podcast guest. Kristen, she is one of the horrible business people that's on my Instagram a lot that I like to drag. And she was on. Shelly Miscavige joined. Oh my gosh, we found Shelly. Shelly, where have you been, girl? Kristen, yeah, she's very Jay Shetty, but more business. I have so much info on her.
To either put their head in the sand or assume that somebody who is young is going to create the solution for them, when somebody instead who is experienced could have a 8, maybe even a 9-figure business over the course of the next 18 to 24 months, really figuring out how to help solve these problems, because it makes the business owner to that business incredibly sticky. The customer is always going to be there, and they would be on the front end of something that nobody has experience in.
Okay, so when they talk about this is not, because to be clear, there are programmers, there are people who use aspects of AI like coding and a lot of like back end things, programming, create engineering that incorporate AI, that is something that is very important to learn. However, you need to have a background in computer science and other things that you are already at that point where you know what coding and programming and all of that means. So what she's talking about is someone who knows how to use ChatGPT, which we are finding is not something that's very lucrative right now. Just knowing how to use Claude, ChatGPT, knowing how to use these individual tools, you are not going to start a 9-figure business with that. You're just not. They're pretending that you are. For some reason, I don't know, maybe Sam Altman is paying her, but that's not what's happening.
So do you think a lot about the speed in which that market is growing when you think about where to set up shop and start a business?
Of
Hi,
course,
Emily.
the market growth is everything, because if you
The
want
market
to
growth is, write that down. Wilma's, write that down. Write that down.
start a paper business in 2025, you would have to be the best paper business and really have a unique positioning to make that successful, when you could do something less well and be much more successful because there's just more opportunity in the growth and there's less players in markets. So the growth allows for innovation, the growth allows for new entrants, and
Is she
as I
getting paid
mentioned
by the
with
word?
AI, there's just an unprecedented opportunity
As I mentioned with AI.
in front of people right now. But I'm also very excited about service-based businesses, roofers, plumbers, electricians, HVAC, all of those businesses. The core of the business doesn't get disrupted by AI until robots. But those business operations are ripe for somebody to come in. I don't care if you're 15 years old or if you're 50 years old, and get paid tens of thousands of dollars per client to implement very simple solutions that really do solve problems for those businesses.
Okay. Wilma said what she's saying is what all the business textbooks say. Yeah. Yes. And notice something. I want you to notice something when you're watching this reel, this podcast, any other reel in the future. You're going to hear people like this: Dan Martell, Andy Elliott, this girl, Grant, all these other people. They're going to say HVAC, electricians, this, that, blah, blah, blah. They're also going to say you could start an AI business, $10,000 a month. They never have an example of anyone that has done it. They don't have any. They don't have an example. They say, you go to the local business down the street and you tell them, I'm going to automate your phone, the local pizza place. You're going to tell them you're going to automate their ordering. No, you're not. You're not. And you're going to charge them $10,000. No, you can't charge them $10,000 because you're not going to automate their ordering with ChatGPT. It doesn't exist. That's not a thing.
Using AI.
Using AI.
And that's it. That is the end of the sentence. Using AI. And no one asks follow-up questions. Steven doesn't say, okay, what does that mean? What do you mean using AI? What is that? What does that mean to you? How are you going to do it?
I've heard you talk about when you described the 6 most profitable businesses that you think will be around in 2026. We talked about AI businesses, talked about home services. The other one was hybrid wellness clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Why is
my
health
God.
such a big prediction?
Hybrid wellness clubs? I don't know what she means by that, but I'm terrified.
Prediction for you in terms of profitability and a good place to set up shop.
There's growth in the health space. After COVID, the whole world changed and their priorities changed as it relates to health. the statistics I read
Did
recently
they?
about alcohol sales connected to like nightclubs, it's not what it used to be, because instead of wanting to go out late and party and do all sorts of things, people are actually prioritizing their health, and providing them with solutions for optimizing their health is just, it's continued to grow for ever since COVID, and it's going to continue to grow with different types of amenities at gyms, with different types of technology that people are inserting into what a traditional, I recently went to a facial, my favorite thing, my hobby. I went to get a 60-minute facial, and they integrated IV services into that facial
Oh my gosh, how nice.
experience. Well, what else could you do that allows somebody who is sitting in a chair for 60 minutes to add revenue to that business that's
Shove
connected
a
to their
tube
health
in their
and
arm and
well-being? Those
dump
types
a bunch of vitamins
innovations
in
are
there,
happening
I
in small
guess.
markets all across the world.
And why did you say in that video pet care?
People love their pets, and people will spend money on their pets. People will spend more
That's
money
true.
on their pets than they'll spend on their kids, and then they'll spend on themselves. I
That's
mean,
true.
if somebody has
I'd
a
spend
dog,
$1 million
I recently
on
talked
her.
to somebody who told me that she was doing Reiki with her 12 dogs. I mean, it's just
Okay,
the
that's
level
crazy.
of
That's nuts.
interest that people have in taking care of their pets. I think what's happened in that marketplace specifically is, as business owners and
Is the one thing I agree with
high-income
her on.
earners make more money, and they do have these pets, these things that are dependent upon them that aren't yet children, they want to spend their discretionary
Yes.
income on
Emily,
making
write it down.
that-
Write it down, Emily. Put it on the whiteboard. Pets and AI. Pets and AI.
Pooch, that is their new best friend, Fido, comfortable.
That's a girl who does not have pets. That's a non-animal lover, because the name she came up with for the fake dog was Fido.
Making him be well through all sorts of offerings, because I feel bad and it can actually pay off my guilt by providing Fido with a caretaker and nail polish and EMF, therapies.
Okay, this is nuts. She just said the next best big business idea is dog wellness, including nail polish and EMF treatments. No, she does not have a pet, Mikey. She doesn't. Yeah, Wilma, she did a 60-minute facial, which I gotta say, I love a facial. I've only had a couple in my life. I think they were 45 minutes and 60 minutes. They're pretty great. They're more like massages. They're not just washing your face. They are like a full like massage, and then sometimes they go and rub your feet. So I'm not knocking a facial, but I've only had 2 in my entire life. So I think gets one every week.
And the other thing that I've
Hi, Jenna. Hi. Good to see you.
experience you've had is so many small business owners will come up to me and say that they won't say it like this, but what they're describing is that they're a bottleneck in their own business. They're at maybe, I don't know, $1 million in revenue. I mean, most people that come up to me say this exact same thing. They've reached about $1 million in revenue in total, and they don't know how to scale beyond there. Typically,
Nice
like
to see
service
you always,
businesses
Jenna.
where someone's doing a service
Did you get the TV hung up? Can you tell me? Send me a pic if you got the TV hung up.
for a client, and what do you say to those people when you've encountered them in your company?
Welcome to being an entrepreneur. This is not a unique set of challenges. This is an expected set of challenges. The statistics show that the challenges that business owners face
I
at
want her to
that
talk about the kids.
break point of taking what they are doing that is working and transitioning that to having other people help them is part of the process. And so there is nothing wrong with this business owner. It's just that they don't technically know how to train somebody to do what they do well, that then allows the business owner to focus on the business owner's primary role. And that primary role should be to generate revenue. It shouldn't be the dentist being in the person's mouth. You cannot have 12 dental clinics and still be the person that is helping the person floss and making sure that they're flossing.
Did she just say it shouldn't be the dentist in the person's mouth? I thought that was like the entire point. Now, I know they have dental hygienists who are doing the cleaning, but the dental work that I'm paying $579,000 for, it better be the dentist in there and not the recent college grad. No offense.
Right? Mostly hygienists help dentists with that, but you have to get out of the doing of your business and you have to get into the scaling of the operations of your business. And those are just skills that you don't currently have.
And what is that skill? What is the core skill there?
It's a tactical skill. And the skill is opening up their calendar, looking at what they do every single day, duplicating through process creation what it is that they do that makes them a special snowflake in their mind. Because
now, we've watched an hour of this girl. Does anyone know what she does yet? Does anyone know what she does?
every business owner thinks that they're the only person that can talk to their customer. They're the only person that their clients will listen to. Nobody is ever going to be able to service their patient like them. That's what they think. And so they create those conditions instead.
No, it's because that's what their job is. They think that no one's going to service them like them because that's the business. They wanted to do this. They weren't dreaming of scaling to $50 billion a year
Of saying,
with 10 franchise dentist offices.
no, I'm going to objectively look at where I spend my time. And out of all of the things that I do across a 50-hour work week, there are specific things that are not the highest value for me to continue to do, but I would have to train somebody how to do that thing flawlessly. It is not about hiring somebody who's going to know how to do that thing. That's where they fail, and then they lose confidence.
It's not about hiring someone who knows how to do the job. Okay. Frank on Twitch just said she jobs her love. I think she definitely is a job her lover. Thanks to everyone who's followed tonight on Twitch. There's a little like bring that pops up when someone new follows, so that's very exciting. Also, thank you to the subscribers on Twitch. You can subscribe for free with Prime, yeah.
Because they think some magical unicorn employee is just going to come into their lives and take this thing that only they know how to do and actually be able to do it. Of course they can't. So it's this reinforcing thought that they have instead of structuring it to say, out of these things, these are the specific parts of the business that I want to remove off of my plate so that in 3 months from now, I do not touch these processes.
I've never met a leader that actually does that. I've never met a leader who actually delegates. Maybe it's just my luck, but the leadership that I have worked under wants to be a part of every single decision that exists.
In order to do that, I'm going to document what I do, ideally using a framework like vision, commitment, execution, so that it doesn't just get reduced down to steps, but so that team members can understand the why behind it, what the organization is committed to, what the team member needs to commit back to, and then actually execute on whatever that process is. And instead of just handing that person those items in an onboarding and maybe never checking it again, you're going to go through a 4-step process. First, you're going to tell the person what they're supposed to do, aka the process. Ideally, then you show them what they're supposed to do so that they can see how this applies in real life. It's not just something on a document.
When I'm hired as a senior leader somewhere, my favorite thing is when the person I'm replacing forces me to do my job exactly like they do theirs. That is the best way to succeed at hiring someone new, is to force them to do it the way you did it before you left.
Then you're going to let them do that thing, and you are going to coach.
I will say just-in-time for ice cream. This is a weirdly formatted interview. I have not ever sat down and watched all of one of his interviews. He films them very strangely. Like, it's like cinematic documentary, but like it's so uncomfortable to me.
Them and provide them feedback on doing that thing. So when you can see that you've properly trained somebody and you've switched your mindset from just assuming that adults learn the same way that we used to learn when we were children, which is just by picking it up and figuring it out, you're going to give them a full structure. Tell me, show me, let me, coach me on the most important things that they need to be onboarded with. And then you are going to actually measure that they're able to do those things in the way that you were able to do that, so that that role inside your business is handled. And then you just do that over and over and over again.
So often when people are having this conversation with me about this, they say, oh, I tried that and I brought someone in and they fucked up. And so, yeah, I'm just going to do it myself. That's like the rebuttal that I always get. It's always people saying, well, I tried that. I trusted someone.
Okay. So we're going to take a quick break from Diary of a CEO. We're at like 54. We're over halfway through. Thank God. We're going to take a break for tonight on that because I want to show you something that's very important, I believe. More important than this. This is a clip from her now deleted podcast, Age Gap Realness. Let me pull it up on Instagram as well. Okay. This is a clip from Age Gap Realness where she explains meeting her now husband when she was 12. Oh, hold on.
Common question that I get every single week is, how did you and Brandon meet? So how did you guys meet? And every single time I write the same little one sentence with the same little monkey emoji that does this.
You should just reply with podcast 1.
Right, so I want to create content around the question. This is the whole strategy. How, like, you're just hopping onto the bus here.
I mean, I didn't think of something brilliant just now.
No, you didn't think of something brilliant just now.
I actually just said what you were trying to do. I guess
Okay, so how did Brandon and I meet? Brandon and I met when I was 12, and my parents invited him over to a Super Bowl party because he had just moved into our neighborhood.
Okay. She's about to say this, but she was 12 and he was 37.
And then a lot of people ask the follow-up question, well, did you start dating? I'm like, no, you dum-dum. We did not start dating when I was 12.
Yeah. No.
But that's how we met. We met when
Yeah, no, is what he says.
I was 12.
Yeah.
Do you
I met
remember
you when
that
you're-
moment? I do.
I do. Yeah, of course I
Like it gets worse every second.
remember it.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's beyond weird, Natalie. It's possibly illegal.
Well, I remember it because your mom came and asked me to throw somebody out of the house.
No, that was years later.
It was?
That was when I was in the 8th grade. That was a separate Super Bowl party.
Yeah, so Ophelia, you don't meet people when you are 12. Agreed. Like, if my parents had a friend over when I was 12, I don't know them. I don't know them. We didn't like sit and interact. Like, I didn't get to know my parents' friends because they were my parents' friends. I know of them. I've spoken to them, but
Oh, sorry, I confused the two.
So yes, we met when I was 12.
Maybe I don't remember. Maybe I'm confusing those
I
two.
think that's a good thing that you don't remember.
Even she knows. She's like, that would be really bad if you remembered meeting me as a 12-year-old. It would be because it is bad, sweetheart.
I wouldn't have paid attention anyway. Probably just running around the house making noise.
Running around, because that's what I did when I was 12. I was just running around making noise. Same thing I do now.
I think the most important thing for everyone to know is that I logged 5 years at 20 to 30 minutes a day sitting in the car waiting for the school bus with your mother talking about all the things you girls were up to.
Why was that important for us to know, Brandon? I think it's better that we didn't know that. I think it's a lot better if we didn't know that you sat outside Natalie's school for 5 years, which is suspiciously close to the age of consent. I think that's weird. I think it's strange that you told us that and that you logged 5 years. It's almost like you were waiting for something at the end of that 5 years.
We were always up to good, so I'm sure you had nothing to talk about. The most common question.
That's really crazy. Natalie, really crazy. That's nuts. And this used to be her podcast. It was called Age Gap Realness. But her podcast is not online anymore. And so I have to find if anyone has downloaded her video, let me know. This should be interesting.
The person that you're friends with. It might not be the people in your life that you have right now who are sitting there telling you, stop the freaking madness. Focus on the right thing. You have the wrong target. Because that's the other thing that I learned with this financial security piece. I didn't have.
Yeah. That's a strange one. But that's all of the Natalie Workman Dawson that I can handle tonight. So I'm gonna take that off the screen. I mean that was tough. That was tough to see. I didn't like that. I didn't like seeing that so much. But that's who is prominently giving advice on Instagram. One thing I'm really liking that I'm seeing this year is I've talked about it a little bit with I got that brick. You know I got the brick. I've been telling everybody about it. But like really trying to be on Instagram less. I know I post every single day and I have to surf it to find things to react to. But I really am trying to be on Instagram less, and I feel like a lot of people are divesting from the internet. Several people have asked me about, like, because I posted that I got rid of TikTok, and I did get rid of TikTok. They did update their terms of service. There are some very concerning things in it. Obviously, I know that we agree to terms of service all day, every day, and it's not a big deal. However, just look into TikTok. They officially sold to the US based entity, and we have no idea what that means for TikTok. So I haven't really ever been on TikTok consistently because that TikTok really absorbed my energy to a level that Instagram never has. And it's because TikTok's algorithm is much, much better at addicting you. And so I got rid of it a long time ago. I tried to start uploading my reaction videos from Instagram to TikTok because I thought it might be worth a try, but I'm just like, it's not worth it. Frank, yes. Sounds like Scientology. Yeah. So Scientology is at the heart of what Cardone Industries. Bye, Mikey. Loved seeing you. We will do an interview soon with your experience with some of the subjects talked about tonight. So, but yeah, Scientology has a big, big, big influence, obviously, on Grant Cardone and Cardone Industries. So a lot of what they do, there's a part coming up in Diary of a CEO, which we'll cover next time, where she talks about how, if you want to spend time with your kids, that's fine, but you're not working. That's not working hard. So you're not going to be as successful if you spend time with your kids. And, Scientologists, if you've watched any Leah Remini Scientology content, you know that Scientologists essentially just ship their kids off to school with the church, and they don't go to school. They go to like church version of school, and that's kind of it. They are Scientologists. Believe that kids are adults in small bodies. And so they talk to them like they're adults. They treat them like they're adults. They expect work out of them like they're adults. So it's just, that's crazy time. So I've got a few more minutes here. I'm going to check in on my Animal Crossing island, and then we are going to call it a night. But let's see. I think I like this one better. Yeah. So hi, Brock, Southpaw, Caitlin, Ben, Jason, Brandy, Max, Focus 25 Photography. Good to see you. Yeah, Frankenlit. I wonder, should we do like a Leah Remini watch along or something? I wonder if I could react to that show on here. Ooh, that would be a great show to watch on Twitch. I would love to watch Leah Remini and the what was her show called? It was called Leah Remini Scientology or something. Oh, Scientology in the Aftermath. Oh, so good. Hey everybody on Instagram. Tonight we are big time on Twitch. Friends, I reached affiliate status on Twitch. I don't know. I reached affiliate status on Twitch. I'm hitting my follower goals there. I'm hitting my subscriber goals. So thank you to everyone who's gone and followed. Basically, if you've never been on Twitch, it's like the original live streaming network. So back in the day, people like iJustine and other groundbreaking Instagram and social media stars would go live on Twitch and like live stream their lives. Now it's great for people like me who like to for people like me who like to oh yes, I don't know that I have a koi. Do I have a koi? I need to go to the museum and find out. I think I do, but I don't know. Twitch is great for people like me who like to game a little bit, but also like to like react to video content. So I'm loving it there. If you have an Amazon account, Amazon owns Twitch, so you can log in with Amazon and you could subscribe to my Twitch channel for free with Prime. I think the normal price is like $4 or $5, but if you have Prime, they give you a free Twitch sub every month. So most people don't know that, and they don't use it. So if you've ever wanted to, let's see if I already have a koi. So if you've ever wanted to support me or my channel, a free and easy way to do that is to start a Twitch account with Amazon and subscribe to ajruck with Prime, because it's free for you and I get the credit. Thank you. Yeah, let's see what this koi looks like. Oh, that's a horrible fish tank for a koi. If you're just joining, I caught a koi fish. Frank, I played Animal Crossing for a moment and then I realized that Tom was a scammer and scamming me. So I was shaking trees and getting stung by babies and getting... give up the... Yeah, yep. Yeah, Tom Nook is a... Tom Nook is the Grant Cardone of Animal Crossing. He is. Like, he is a scamming real estate guy who wants no one to own property. He wants everyone to rent for the rest of their lives. Yeah, that's Tom Nook. And right now, the latest scam, let me show you the latest scam Tom Nook has pulled. Max, I'm not watching American Idol this year. I haven't watched it in a few years, but tell me how it is. I want to know how it is. Lori, Matt, Jane, everybody, it's so good to see you. June, Eyelash, Escape Artist. It's great to see everybody. This is Tom Nook's latest scam. It is a beautiful hotel. Like, it's a beautiful waterfront hotel. Good night, Emily. Yes, we're gonna do a whole episode on Scientology. I cannot wait. May, I'm from Texas. Where are you in Texas? This is the latest scam from Tom Nook. It's their hotel. He asked Cappen's family to run it. They have no experience running hotels. Then they said, good night, just in time ice cream. Thanks for stopping by. Oh, Mission, Texas. Got it. I'm in Dallas area. So these are the rooms that I made. You can just go to people's rooms. It's very bizarre. I can just walk into the room. But I made this one like a cafe. So his hotel room is a cafe. And then that's it. You decorate the rooms. I think I have a couple more rooms. This granny sells stuff. But Tom Nook wants you to decorate all of the rooms, and he pays you with vouchers that you can only redeem at the hotel gift shop. So he coerced me into working for him to decorate all the rooms. And then he says, great, I'm going to give you 200 tickets, and the tickets can only be redeemed in our hotel gift shop. So it's a circular economy. Like, he gets the free labor out of you and then also pays you with his own items. Poncho is really cute. Do you want to move? I don't know. Oh, you're here to recover and rehydrate. Okay. Ashley, thanks so much. I'm glad you love them. I wanted something where we can just chill and chat, talk about the things that I want to talk about live, because a lot of times, like, I love filming reaction videos, but I like to react to things live. It's easier, and I like the back and forth with people. Is this a true definition of job your love? Frank says on Twitch. I think so. Oh, I wonder what that little guy is. I'm going to do one more thing. Oops. One day I'm going to do a live where we're just going to rebuild this whole island because I've got so much stuff I'd like to change. I mean, it's a pretty island. Anthony, that brings me so much joy. I might be the one to finally convince you to use Twitch. This is lovely. Thank you. And I'm pretty sure they have like an Apple TV app. Actually, I know they do. So hold on. Oh, I lost the fish. I pulled the line too soon. Because I like to watch people. What is happening there? What is that? Oh my gosh, hold on. I sound like that Cardi B. Oh, it was a bug that I missed. Oh man. He was pushing a little snowball though. What's the game, Jane? This is Animal Crossing. I was actually interviewed by the Wall Street Journal. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, Frank says, yeah, that's what I do. I watch you on TV at night. I use my phone to message, and then, yes, I got Twitch. Ah, I love that. Yeah, I put it on TV and then just kind of have it in the background. You don't have to, like, be talking the whole time if you don't want to. Oh, my gosh. Oh, it's oh, wait, I know what I can do. Hold on. There is I was interviewed by the Wall Street Journal during the pandemic about people who were like finding joy in life with Animal Crossing. So I'm going to try to find the interview online because I think they have like screenshots of my character and everything. But yeah, I used Animal Crossing all day, every day during the pandemic because I took a corporate buyout package in 2020, and so I had a lot of free time, and I got on. You needed ajruck in your life again. I so appreciate that. Makes me so happy, and I'm really enjoying the Twitch stuff, and I'm simulcasting on Instagram and YouTube for now because people need to know that Twitch exists for me. But, you know, eventually I would love to do primarily just Twitch. But anyway, it's always fun to go live on Instagram. I can't get this to pull up, but yeah, there's an article of me on in the Wall Street Journal playing April 19th, 2020. Wow. That is can you imagine this game came out at the literal best time for a game like this to come out? Like it's actually unbelievable that this happened the way it did, and that they were able to take advantage of everyone being at home. I don't want to subscribe to the Wall Street Journal to see this article that I'm in. Just give it to me. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I mean, it does matter. It does matter, but it doesn't matter. So yeah, so the format of these lives is going to be chat, chill, and react. CCR. I want to chat. I want to chill with y'all, and I want to react to some things. Sometimes it'll be a long form video. Sometimes I'll be just flipping through Instagram videos. Sometimes it'll be a PowerPoint story that I need to tell you because I like to do research on these people. I know these people, okay? These aren't just random people that I see every day, every so often. These are people that I know, and I research them. That's why I'm comfortable reacting to them because generally speaking, they're all a bunch of creeps that I don't think are good for the world. Junebug, you need to get on. Oh, they will be so upset with you. They will be so upset with you. I have so many bells right now. Let's buy a new outfit. I want to buy the whole thing. Brand new. Oh, that's cute. It's a little much, though. I'm liking wearing green. Oh, we need Labubu content. I could do that as well. Oh, there was a new Labubu that came out this week that I'm really having to figure out if I can bring it into my life. Do I need a barbell shirt? Oh, gosh, no. Okay, that's good. Okay, the pants are a little crazy tonight. I don't know about these. I might just keep my jeans. Is her new hat maybe? Oh, that's fun. Oh, I like this. And then maybe there's some. Yeah, so the next time you log on, you're going to have a lot of angry villagers who are like, I haven't seen you in a year and 10 months, is what one of them said to me the other day. I was like, sorry. I've been busy. Tom Nook doesn't pay me enough. Oh my gosh, Ashley. If you dedicate the time to it, it is the best game. I'm not messing with you. It is the best game. It's my favorite game of all time ever. So I justify using it a lot, but just know that, like, I remember when I started, I was like, what's the point? And like, there isn't a point. The point is meeting these sweet villagers, building your island how you want to build it, catching, if you like collecting things, like collecting all the bugs, collecting all the fish. Like, I'll show you real quick. I have to go in a second, but I'll show y'all real quick. Like this guy. Who's that? Oh, they're staying at the hotel. Yeah. Gwen. Love her. You could put a Labubu in a Scientology Sea Org uniform. That's a great idea. So this is my museum, and as you collect things in the game, it fills the museum. So let me show you all the fish I've caught. It's amazing. Look how beautiful this is. I've caught all of these fish. And look. Wait. Their little signs. Hira Syed is now following. Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. When you follow or subscribe on Twitch, there's like this little like animation that happens. It's really fun and exciting. So thank y'all for following. Yeah, I mean, to me, if you want a game that you can like play at night, just like chill out. Oh, thank you, Junebug. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, Ashley. There's no boss battle. There's nothing bad that happens. The only bad thing is that Tom Nook, the guy who like runs the island, you're in serious debt. Like, in order to build a house, he's like, great, that'll cost you 50,000. The currency on the island is bells. And so you have to like sell things and buy things and like earn the money and all that. But that's the biggest challenge it is. But yeah, there's so many little characters you can, I think this is the art. There's this like art dealer that you could buy art pieces from, and then they go in your museum, and so you like have all these like real pieces of art. Like, hello. And then it gives you like little factoids about them. I just love it so much. It's so sweet. And then, yeah, you can rearrange your island however you want. And that's what I got to do. Okay. I have a couple minutes. Let me show y'all. Oh, I love the bug part of the. Okay, I'll show y'all around, and then we'll do a full island tour on another live. The good thing also, if y'all follow on Twitch, I know I've been talking about it a lot, but like if you follow and subscribe on Twitch, this is Raymond, you can watch old lives. So like on Instagram, they don't save, but on Twitch, you can go put on any of my old live videos and watch those. So you don't have to watch live. It's more fun. Yay. Thank you, Ashley. I'm so excited to hear that. It's more fun to watch live because you can chat and interact and stuff. But if you miss one and you follow on Twitch, you can go back and watch it. Oh, let me show you the favorite part of my island. So you also like collect items and different pieces of furniture and stuff. So this is like an outdoor living room space I created. You can watch TV with your friends, just hang out. And then over here is like my botanical gardens where I have like a Japanese garden with water features. Look at this. And then a little fountain here. And then you can put your neighbors' houses wherever you want them. It's great. I'm rebuilding things, so there's a lot of rearrangement happening, but yeah, and the music is so sweet and perfect. Hearing this music right now makes me feel like I'm in the middle of the pandemic again, which honestly, I liked a little bit of it because I just got to be so chill and like play video games all the day long. Does it automatically snow on the island? Yes. The snow should be going away soon. It follows. Okay. So that's the other thing. It follows the seasons and the time of day in real life. So like the date on the island, as you could see, like in the bottom corner, it says 8:47 p.m. Monday, January 26th. Like, so it's light when it's light outside in real life. It's dark when it's dark outside. The seasons follow. Now, it doesn't follow the specific weather where you are. It's been snowy here all winter, but the snow will melt, I think, next month sometime, and then it'll be spring and summer, blah, 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 blah. I think fall is my favorite time because there's a bunch of Halloween decor you can put out and a bunch of, like, Halloween events. So I built all these water features. Oh, let me show you my house, and then I'm going to go. Let me show you my house. So thanks to Hira, Wilma's. Do you want me to call you Wilma's or William? You let me know. I'll remember. Thank you for the gifting 5 community subs today. That was really sweet. Micah, thank you for the Prime sub. Furkid, thank you for the Prime sub. Lots of people subscribing with Prime. I really appreciate it. You can pay to subscribe, but you can for free subscribe with Prime. And I think that's really cool. Okay, this is my house. This is my living room. Very much my colors. I need to put some more decor out, but... What? Okay, sometimes people come over. I did not invite her over, but that's fine. This is Judy. She's really cute. She's a little bear. She kind of reminds me of like a... She kind of reminds me of like a Lisa Frank bear. This is Jojo, my dog, over here in the corner eating. And this over here is my... Oops. Hold on. Let me show you my kitchen. Why can't we do live actions to like your YouTube? Good. Oh. Okay. You're wanting me to react to my old content? I'm open to doing that. I am open to doing that because what's funny is like a lot of people don't know that I have hundreds of old YouTube videos. A lot of people are not aware of the lore of ajruck on YouTube. So I think that could be funny. That could be funny to like go back and watch, like, let me pull up a really old one. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Already I'm like, whoa. Let's see, where is it? Oh. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Adam Rucker here, and I am so excited to be at one of my favorite places on the entire planet, Walt Disney World, and I am here with two of my favorite people on the entire planet. Can you guess who they are? Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Emily.
Emily was here in the live tonight.
So excited.
So excited to be here. It's a beautiful evening. Glad to be here with you and
our other guests, and I have to say, before we get to the guests, we'll get there, but we have not been to Walt Disney World in quite some time, and we get the comments that we haven't. So if y'all are stressed out about
This
it,
is 2018. We went for a long time.
Francie! Oh my gosh, she's here, Francie. How are you doing?
I feel like I'm well.
I feel like you look great. You sound just like classical Francie. It's so exciting to have you here.
It truly is great to be back.
How do you
It's been
feel?
a while.
It's been a while since you've been here, hasn't it?
No, we were talking about this. I came for one 24-hour stint, but before that.
You know what we should do? Okay, you know what we should do? So Frank wanted to know, was Francie a real friend or was she a sponsored friend? Francie was absolutely a real friend. That's not, there was no fake friends in my YouTube life. So yeah, we will absolutely go back and watch old Disney videos. That would be very, very fun to react to. And even more fun is I will bring Emily in and she can live watch with us, which I think that would be incredible. So stay tuned. I have a lot of plans for this new Twitch channel. So get excited. My favorite videos of you when you used to do Disney content. I know. Thank you. I appreciate it. I haven't come back in a long time. It's been a long time. And yes, Max will react to the new Super Mario Galaxy movie content that's coming out. Lot of fun things, exciting things on the horizon. So follow on twitch.tv. Steph, thank you. Follow on twitch.tv/ajruck. You can subscribe there. Remember, you can subscribe for free with Prime, or you could subscribe. But I'll be doing many more lives. And yes, I love the idea of reacting to my old YouTube content. Maybe we'll do a little bit of everything. Like we'll do an old Adam video. We'll do some podcasting videos. We'll talk about Scientology and anything else you want to cover. Yeah. Frank put this really well on Twitch. This is a lot happening in one Twitch stream. My mind is blown. Yeah, I think it's great. I love it. Drew Garland, I'm headed out right now, but join us next time. Everybody else, thank you. Have a great night, and we will talk to you hopefully again Let's reconvene here Wednesday. How about that? All right. See y'all.